Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Under the Ocean. This time around we're playing Alpha 7 Update 5, as you can see in the bottom left. Alpha 7 was released this month, July, pretty recently, and they've had 5 kind of versions come out with various updates and fixes. And I thought we would kind of give a restart here and check out what's going on with this latest update. So I am going to jump into a new random world and click reset here a couple times. So let's dive on in. Okay, well, we are standing on a plank in the middle of the ocean, so we are going to have to pick a way to go here. Now, if I bring up the map, it looks like it's still very hard to see. I can go, obviously out here in the world, I can go left and right. The map, we can't really see land, though, yet, so hard to know which way to go. We're just going to go ahead and pick a direction, and that's going to be to the right. I am going to swim down here, though, make sure that we're not missing out on anything. Oh, like these. So we're going to bring up the inventory window. It's got this cool new layout here. We're going to go ahead and drop this stuff in here. So we got bandages, a gun. What else do we have? The ammo, right? Okay. And anything else? Coral, not useful yet, right? So let's go ahead and catch a breath and see if we can't find the shore. Well, obviously I found my first cave, and yeah, I've been doing pretty good so far. I ran across a couple crabs and killed them with sharpened sticks, and we do have a chicken in here. I don't think I'll go too crazy trying to take him out, although I was going to say, although he's not running. There he goes. So anyway, let's see what we can find in here. Now, I still have 0 tools. I do have this. I do have flint already. That's put away in my tool belt. But we don't have anything else. I don't have a pick. Obviously, I can make a pick. I haven't found anything, I guess is what I should say, because you can make these tools. And in fact, if we bring up the recipes here, let's go ahead and do that. So we obviously have the sharpened stick recipe, sharpened bone, rock. So these are the things we need to start gathering. Now, I thought that there might be a chance we could come across these. I did come across the rifle and everything, but so far we haven't run into any tools. So maybe we were going to have to make these. So let's go ahead and get started on that. What we need is a sharp object and a long stick. And for the pick, we need 2 of them. 2 sharp objects and a long stick. So that shouldn't be too difficult. Let's go ahead and bring up our tool belt and just kind of move some things in here. We've got a stick, another stick. Just kind of start dropping things in here. And let's see. I think we have coconuts, right? Let's move some of the rocks in here. Whoops. Try not to grab this whole screen. I think we just need to move it down. Okay, so there's a sharpened rock. So we can make the knife now. We can actually make the axe as well. Let's go ahead and do that. So we've got the axe. We'll move that over. Now if we want to make a pick, we need a couple more sharpened rocks. I think we need 2. Sharpened rocks. We have 2 of those. Maybe we just need a stick at this point. I think these are both sharpened, though, unfortunately. Although, we do have a stick down here. Watch that crab. Let me know if he gets close. Okay, so we can now make a pick. So there we go. Now we've got the axe, and we have a pick. So we can go back out and start chopping down trees. The other thing is we do have rocks in here, and we are going to need things from the rocks. So one of the things with the new update is that you can get materials out of the rocks, including iron. So we want to do that, but we don't want this crab to be hanging out here. So what I'm going to do is actually equip, just left click the, let's see, the axe here, right? And we're going to see if we can't hit this crab. There he is. Okay, so he died. That's more food. Now one of the things I've noticed here is as long as I have this in my hand, if I go to hold and move something, I'm going to continue to swing. So we'll deselect that. Bring the crab in here somewhere. Oops, dropped him, I guess. There you go. And we'll select the pick. Now I could be putting these down in my slot. I'm going to hold off on that. And let's give this a whirl here. Let's see if we can find materials out of here. Okay, I do have the pick, right? Yes, crude pick. I'm not sure how long we need to hammer away at this, but there we go. Look at that. Okay, so what do we have here? We have clay. That was another item you could get out of here. Again, we'll deselect the pick, and I think we'll just move some of these directly into the tool belt because I don't have a whole lot of room in my inventory, and I'm likely going to be making things out of this anyway. So we have coal and small rocks. Small rocks are easy enough to find. I think I'm just going to leave those for now. Well, I've been busting up a lot of material, and we're going to go ahead and grab the pick and break another rock here. When I say material, I guess I should say boulders. I've been busting up a lot of boulders. And I have indeed found iron ore. So we do need the iron ore to make an iron ingot, and I will show you a bit of that here in a second once we bust this up. And we've been pretty much finding 4 kind of resources from these boulders. And once I bust this up, we'll see what's in here. But up in my tool belt, you'll see that I've kind of got the rocks separated into 4 different kind of clusters here. So as I grab the iron and bring this up, I've got 4 iron over here in the bottom right. And over here we've got coal to the left of it. Above that we have some clay, and to the right of that we have some sulfur. So those are pretty much the components coming out of these boulders. Obviously there's small rocks as well, and I've kept some of those in my inventory, but for now we're just looking for those 4 primary materials. So if we bring up the recipe, we can see, let's see if we can find this here. I think it was backwards a bit. Let's see, maybe not. Maybe this moved on me last time I was here. Yeah, I think so. We're going to go ahead and skip way forward. There we go. So we got iron ingots here. So we basically need an ore and coal, and we've got 4 ore and 6 coal. So we could make 4 iron ingots at this point. Now iron ingots are important because they're used in the crafting of a number of different things. So we need to start collecting this stuff. A tin box here, you can actually use that for storage. There's some new storage items. In fact, one of the first things I want to do, in fact, is this it? Yes, is make a heavy backpack. Now, in order to make a heavy backpack, we need to make the advanced workbench. So we're going to go back a little bit and see if we can find that. That was right here. So we need to get some wood blocks. These are basically made from tree pieces, just put directly into our tool belt. I believe it's the tool belt. It's either the tool belt, or we may need to make the smaller workbench. Same with the blocks. So these are actually relatively easy to put together. I think, you know, let's backtrack a bit because there was a tree right back here, and we'll go ahead and chop this down with the axe. That's our number 3. So we can get one of the piece of wood and see. I have a feeling that I need the workbench to do this, but this will be easy enough to check. Let's go ahead and move this over and break this into a smaller piece. I wonder if I could move this. Whoops. Okay, well, that was interesting. Let's we're gonna kind of step over here and come back. But I think, well, I lost the tree. That's just one of those things that can happen sometimes here in Alpha. So nearby I found another tree. We're gonna deselect the axe, and we've got these small wood pieces. So yeah, it looks like I can't really do anything with the tool belt. So we do need the workbench, and I kind of thought that was going to be the case. So we are going to need the workbench to make the wood and stone blocks. That way then we can make the advanced workbench. I think you see where this is going. Let's see, that was the wooden block. So we do need the workbench. Where is the workbench? Okay, so here's what we need. We need 4 wood pieces. It looks like we've got a couple laying around here. And then we need some sticks. We easily have the sticks, so let's work on the wood pieces. Now I'd like to put these in my inventory at least to start, but I kind of have a lot going on over here, and stay. So maybe this is best to keep it over here. This is where I need to be making the workbench anyway, so we're just going to try and clear up some space here. We've got the 1 wood piece. We obviously have the sticks already, so we just need 4 wood pieces. Now I think it feels like I may have lost a piece somewhere. There it is. It's kind of hiding in the background. And I may be able to bust this up into a smaller piece, but I'm not sure. We're going to go ahead and try it. I think it probably would have happened already, so I'm guessing not. We'll go ahead and move this in here. And we'll try this guy. I don't want to pick you up. I want to break you. Come on. Okay, so we did get a piece there. So that's 3, and I think that's going to be it. I think there might be, we might be able to get one out of this if we start smacking it around a bit, but let's give it a whirl. It keeps trying to pick it up. Okay, we're doing some damage here. Okay, did that break up, or did I just bust out some of the other? Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to need to find another tree. I think there is one nearby, so let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we didn't have to go very far. I was going to say, let's go hunting, but there it was. So let's try to get this last piece of wood. Should do it. And let us make the workbench. Map comes up because I'm standing in front of the tunnel there. Come on. There we go. And let's break this guy. Cool. This ought to do it. Okay, so... I didn't do it. Now I have a feeling it might be because these are sharpened. I'm not sure if they are, but... It says long stick, but they look sharp to me. So I think what we may need to do... I'll just go ahead and leave that one on the ground. We may need to find another stick, because this one I think is not sharpened, but I have a feeling these two are. Unfortunately. So we're going to need one more stick. I'm going to run around and look for that. And here it is. That was quick. So let's go ahead and bring this up. Bring this in here. Okay, now we can make the workbench. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just set that down out here. Now we can just kind of walk up to this guy, click here. And this is where we're going to move in some of the pieces that we're going to need. For example, we do need 4 more tree pieces to make the blocks, and then we'll put the stone boulders in here to make stone blocks. But with none of those nearby and none of them in my inventory, we're going to actually take the workbench with us. It is mobile, and start gathering up those pieces. So with some exploring, I've kind of gathered the materials I need, and you can see we've got this kind of obstruction to the path back there. Maybe we'll deal with that in a minute, but let's go ahead and jump in here and get the workbench out. Again, our goal here is to make an advanced workbench, and to do that we need 4 blocks of wood and 2 stone blocks. So we've got the workbench here, the basic workbench, will allow us to make stone blocks and wood blocks. So there's that one and that. So we've got the 2 stone blocks, and we'll just drag the wood over here. All 4 pieces. And 1, 2, 3, go ahead, and 4. Cool. And it left a piece of wood. So let's go ahead and bring these over. I'm going to move this down so I can see where I'm dragging these. 2, 3, and 4. Now, we've got the materials here. And actually, I'm realizing now that I don't need those in my tool belt. I need to bring those, or keep those all back in the workbench. We're not making this out of the tool belt. So now that we have all these materials, we should be good on the advanced workbench. And as you can see, some other things will start popping up. We can make the construction bench. That's what allows us to actually build houses and build in layers and everything. So we'll check that out in the near future. But for now, what we want is the advanced workbench. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and click this guy. Try to. Left click to craft. There we go. Just wanted to think about that a second. Okay, and actually, now that I'm saying that, we're going to go ahead and drag this back over here. I believe I recall somebody saying that it was actually supposed to take a while, and I did hear the chopping of wood sound, so I think that it's not supposed to be an instant build thing. So keep that in mind if it does seem to be taking a while. It just occurred to me, I read that somewhere. I don't know if that's intentional or not, if that actually is how that is supposed to work, but we're going to roll with that. It seems to make sense. Well, it's entirely possible that I've made some kind of mistake. When I look at this here, we've got the advanced workbench. I've got 2 blocks of wood within the workbench, and I have the not only boar parts, but then I have an entirely separate boar itself, a boar carcass. So if we bring up the recipe, you'll see the heavy backpack requires you to have the advanced workbench. Again, that's what we're in here. The 2 wood blocks, I've got both of those in here. And then it says boar carcass. Now, the first boar I pulled apart and then realized later, oh, whoops, I need the carcass. So I found another one, and that's what this guy is. Now, it doesn't say carcass, but this is what you have. You have a boar body here, and it even looks the same here. Otherwise, you pull it out into its separate pieces, as this action would do here. So I'm really not sure. I've got the small crate, but that's it. I don't have another option to make a heavy backpack or anything. So I'm a little bit at a loss at this point, a little bit bummed, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe something will change down the road. I'll see something and says, oh, okay, I messed that up. But yeah, I don't know. It's alpha. Who knows? It could be a bug, or I could be missing something. What I decided to do, since we can't make a backpack, is I did want to store some items. So as you can see here, we've got the tool belt, and our inventory, our standard inventory here is pretty full. And obviously I couldn't make a backpack yet, so I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and make a storage crate. Now what I did was I made a large storage crate, which just took 4 blocks of wood. So we're going to go ahead and set that down, because I've got some wood down here I want to pick up. And we're just going to reorganize things a bit. So as you can see, if I walk over here and click this guy, there's quite a bit of space in here. So we can store things in here and carry it around. Now, I probably don't want to put things in here that I want to regularly access as I do out of my inventory. But, you know, we'll put some other things in here. Some things we'll be using to build. So, for example, I'm going to kind of spin the wood around here, and we'll put the wood block in as well. Well, I've done some running around and gathering some materials. If I bring up my inventory here, you'll see that I've got more of the yarrow plant among some other things. And you'll notice that I actually have the large storage crate in my inventory. Now, in doing so, the crate actually floats the icon above, so I can click it and actually access all the items out of here. So it's a pretty cool way of doing this. Now, obviously, if I put the crate lower in my inventory, down here in the bottom, the floating icon would obstruct the items I have in my inventory. So I think putting it up top is a good spot for it. And yeah, you can see that I've been gathering some wood. I've got some of the leaves here and some boulders. But in this area, we actually have a lot of trees and boulders, and it's very flat here. So I think this is where we're going to build our next hut. So yeah, with that in mind, I think we will call it at that. We will build the base and everything next time, so I hope you tune in for that. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.